Right. Have you? Do you know the band Third Day?
No.
So they're like this like old school Christian band that's been around since the 90s. They kind of like Hillsong could probably thank them for like making. That's kind of like where like modern worship started, was like Delirious and Third Day. In the 90s, they were doing a huge Campus Crusade concerts, which was, if you're from the 90s and you grew up in that culture, that's going to be a throwback. But they would do these huge concerts, and they had Third Day playing, and they had Jennifer Knapp, who was an acoustic artist, and they just did this pop-up like, hey, we're doing a meet and greet at the Salty Fisherman in Media, which was like a little Christian bookstore. RIP to all those Christian bookstores. I don't know what they thought, selling like CDs for $20, and they're like, won't be around forever. We're selling them for $20. But anyway, I show up and it's Third Day, and I just started like, and this is probably like an homage to why I should be doing this, but I just started like interviewing them about their albums. Like, all right, you put out this album. What's the next step? Like Southern rock, and they were all like, how yeah. They're like, we were just demoing some really like hard Southern rock type stuff. So like, I'm asking them these questions. I didn't even go to the concert. And then afterwards, Jennifer Knapps, guitarist, starts talking to me, and his name was Mark. I forget his last name, but he was in DC Talks band, and he starts telling me, he's like, keep an eye out for these young guys. He's like, the lead singer Matt is dating my daughter for now, and he's like, but he's like, Toby Mac asked for like some music, and I reluctantly gave them this demo that I recorded because I'm ashamed of it. And he's like, but they had really good harmonies, so like he listened to it and signed it. He's like, they'll be on tour this next summer, so if you see them, tell them Mark said hi. They're called Relient K.
Is the second you said Matt, I knew it was going to be Relient K.
So my friend,
you said Matt, and you said the harmonies, and I was like, Relient K.
So
by the way, just some of the best, not just like, obviously I've got a cross my neck, I'm a Christian, but even like outside of the Christian stuff, just incredible musicians.
You know, he wrote what's the Firefly song with 10 million Firefly?
Owl City.
He is the co-writer on that.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, I think he does a lot of co-writing. I believe it. But like, so my friend from high school was playing like Inside Out Soul Festival, where I also got arrested. It's okay. I was in a grass skirt when I got arrested. But no more questions. No more questions.
No questions. Questions.
All right. So I show up early. It's the 90s. It's a Christian, or it was late night. It's a Christian like festival. You can't drink, can't do drugs, so you just do stupid stuff.
Right.
So I showed up with 2 coconut bras and a grass skirt so that me and my friend could, like, the thing to get people to go to their set was, our friends are playing at 3:00 on the skate stage. There may or may not be hula skirts, people dressed in hula, attire dancing, and it may or may not be me. So like, dude, people ask questions. I'm like, you gotta go.
I have worn a maid outfit on our show, so
yeah. So
I looked swole as hell in it. Actually, it was too small.
But I ended up like meeting them. They were playing like the Lodge at like 10:00 on a Thursday night, and I just like, nobody knew who they were. They just came up with the single Marilyn Manson Ate My Girlfriend. Yeah, that was their Christian music, man. It was like that's they just dropped the hardware Christian band, like, yeah. And I just like walked up and was like, hey guys, like, Mark told me to say hi, and they're like, I want to say the bassist was like 17 at the time.
They would have been kids.
Yeah, Steven, who's not their drummer anymore. I still talk to him somewhat regularly.
They weren't writing Sadie Hawkins Dance about something they remembered from 10 years ago.
Yeah, Sadie Hawkins Dance. That album was like 3 years after they did the first one.
Yeah,
but yeah, I just ended up hanging out with them like the whole week. Like, they didn't know anybody. Like, they didn't even really know any of the bands. They were brand new. They were literally like, their manager, Brian, was significantly older than, probably like late 30s, and he was basically like their chaperone. and I think like half of them called him dad.
I gotta wonder, like, the experience that Relient K must have had hitting the road at 18 compared to the experience that All Time Low must have had hitting the road at 18 has gotta be wild.
Yeah. Also, like, they gotta be they go to these festivals. I know, like, I was annoying at one point because when I saw them at Purple Door, I tried talking to Matt, and he was like, "Can you just give me a minute? Like, I'm trying to watch this guy play." It was David Bazan. David Bazan was doing Pedro the Lion. It was before he went solo, and he was just doing this, like, he had never done a solo set, so it was like a very unique thing. And I was like, some asshole little kid, trying to catch up with Matt. But like, yeah, it's got to be a very different experience. Going to the Christian festivals versus Warped Tour, just a little.
Must have been interesting, like doing both too. But I think the
a lot more titties at Warped Tour.
Oh God, yeah, definitely. But yeah, and unfortunately, not all of them of the correct age.
Shout out to the emo DJs.
Yeah, knowing what I know about Warped Tour, boy.
Yeah.
I never got to go, which makes me sad.